Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Now this is going to be a slightly different video than normal, and with the one and only Pops.
Good morning everyone.
And we're going to introduce you to a little project that Pops and I have been working on now for probably about 6 months. 6 months ago, we were very kindly granted a permission to set up a wildlife watching area. I'm going to introduce you to that today, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that we've been doing in getting this ready to feature in many videos, because I am certain that this is going to be an incredible little site for wildlife photography. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what we've got. So we've got every wildlife hide should have a log pile. Ours is in its infancy. It's only small at the moment, but it's building all the time. We've got a couple of permanent posts that we've popped into the ground. These are old tree stumps. They're dead and dying and decaying. And what we've done is we've positioned a few little holes for putting suet and fat in for the woodpeckers. And we've got some feeders that are all empty at the moment, and I'll tell you why that is very shortly. But we've got our feeders there, okay, that are providing our feed for our bird life. We've got another post over here with a smaller bird feeder on it, and this one has got a cage around it, which is probably giving you a good telltale sign of what's been eating us out at house and home. It has definitely been the squirrels. And then we've got the Reolink PT Ranger, keeping tabs on everything in front of us, so we know exactly what's happening in this little wildlife watching area. Now we've been feeding this for about 6 months now, and just getting the wildlife used to visiting the area, and we've had a whole wealth of wildlife visiting. We've had pheasants, all manner of corvids, so we've had jackdaws, we've had rooks, carrion crow, magpies, jays. They've all been visiting this area. We've also had a sparrowhawk. Now I knew we'd get sparrowhawks, and that was part of the reason why we've chosen this location, because just behind me in the valley, I know that there is a nesting pair of sparrowhawks, or there was this summer, and what we saw in our wildlife watching area, and I'll pop a picture up and some video now for you to see it, was one of this year's juveniles. And what an absolutely exquisite visit that was. I just chanced my arm with the pop-up hide, sat here for probably an hour and a half, and had a wonderful encounter. And then what we've got, which I'm going to turn the camera around yet again, is Pops has been busy with his woodworking skills, and we've built ourselves a little base at the back here. Now the purpose of the base is to provide us with a stable platform to put our hide on. Now initially we're not going to build a permanent hide. We've obviously got a semi-permanent base, although it's not sunk in the ground, it's just resting on the ground, and that gives us a platform. But what we've got is we've got a Tragopan Monal V2 that has been kindly given to us by Tragopan, and we're going to use that. So what we're going to do in this video today, it's the first time we're going to get it out of the bag. We're going to have a look at it, we're going to set it up, we're going to go through some of the features of it, and we've introduced you to our wildlife watching area. So come along for the journey and see what we see. So the base is way up, he's drilling. So the base is all done now. Pops has finished the base, and we've got a really stable platform. And the beauty of this, 2 reasons why we've done this. Of course, you can use the Monal straight onto the ground. That's what it's designed to be for. But because we're going to put it in the same location for a prolonged period of time, what I didn't want to happen was the ground underneath it to become really boggy and squishy. The second reason, and probably the most important reason we've done it in this way, by taking it off the ground, it means it's that little bit warmer inside. We're heading into winter now, and obviously the aim is to use this hide throughout the winter. So what we want to be able to do is to be insulated in it. So just taking it off the ground means that it'll keep the cold from rising up into the hide. It also means that it's lovely and dry inside there. Now it's completely waterproof, the hide. It's one of the things that attracted me to it in the first place. So all of this in many ways is unnecessary, but it's a really nice comfort. third thing that we're going to do is we're going to put chairs in here and we're going to leave them in here. And so we want the chairs to be on a nice stable base. We've got ourselves a couple of fishing chairs, so we'll be really comfortable. And the aim here really is to be comfortable. And I've spoken about this in the past. If you're comfortable in a hide, you're going to stay in it for a longer period of time. If you stay in it for a longer period of time, you've more chance of seeing things. Now, one of the things that has been coming to this area, and I'll pop some footage up on the screen now for you to see, are badgers and foxes. So I'm quite optimistic and excited about the prospect of potentially using some continuous lighting and possibly photographing the badgers and the foxes under continuous lighting, or possibly using flash. We've got lots of time now to experiment with it, and because it's on our doorstep and we can visit it as frequently as we want, that experimentation is definitely going to come through. So it's time to get out the Monal. Right, okay, so we're all ready. I just want to talk you through very quickly about this. This is the Monal. Now, what I would say is, straight off the bat, it's really lightweight. The bag is lovely and secure. It's got straps that go all the way round. And what I did to get here, because it is a little bit of a hike from where I live, is you can put it on your back like a backpack. And that way, it's really, really comfortable. I could carry that with my camera equipment really easily. And it means that if I wanted to take this off somewhere else, its portability is fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it out. We're going to offer it up really to the base. It is pop-up, so I'll talk you through how that works. Yeah, here we go. So how easy was that? That was how simple it was. Put it into place, lock all the lower legs out, and then pull it up just like an umbrella really, and it opens up. So now it's lovely in place, ready to rock and roll. Now at the moment it's single skin, and if you was going to use it in the summer and you were guaranteed no rain, I would leave it at this, because it means it's really breathable and will keep you nice and cool. Of course, as I've already said, the plan is to use this through the winter, so we're going to have to get it so it is ready for the winter, and to do that we've got to put the second skin on, but we'll go through that in a moment. So we've now positioned the Monal hide on the base, and what we've done, quite cleverly so, is where you would normally put a tent peg, what we've done is we've screwed it into the base. And that means if some would-be little tea leaf came along, there's no way they can take that away unless they've brought screwdrivers with them, which I don't think anyone would go to that kind of length to steal a hide. But it does mean that it's not just pegged into the ground and someone can lift it out. So it's really secure. The other thing as well, that one of the reasons why I wanted to screw it into a base like that, is this is going to be left up, as I said, all the way through the winter and through those winter storms that we always seem to be getting at the moment. So I want this to be able to be standing despite the strength of the wind. And if I go back to last Christmas, Pops and I was filming in the Sparrowhawk hide during, was it Storm Gerrit?
Storm Gerrit,
yeah. Yeah, Storm Gerrit. And, you know, I think this is quite a sheltered location. We've got nice tree coverage all around the sides, but this just means that it's absolutely solid and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is to put the skin on it. Okay, this is what's going to make it waterproof. So the first thing that you need to do once you pull it out and you unfold it is to work out which is the length and which is the width. So I've done that now, and then it's just a case of chucking it over the top. That's it, just pull it your way a bit, Dad. A bit more. That's the one. So all we're going to do now is we're going to clip it in each of the corners, and we're going to leave it nice and loose to start off with. Okay, so the Monal hide does come with some poles, and those poles are what's going to give the rigidity to that fly sheet. There are 4 poles in this bag, and there are 2 long ones and 2 short ones. So once you take them out, you'll very quickly work out which are your short poles, and they're obviously for the width, and then which are your long poles, and they're going to be, that's another width one, and which are your long poles, and they're going to be for your lengths. So one of the things that the Monal does is it has tie downs for you to attach your own scrim netting, your own camouflage netting. So I've just got another net to go over the top just to add a little bit to the camouflage, and then I'm going to start to thread some of the ferns through it and all the various different bits and pieces that make it completely blend into its environment. Now, there are a couple of things about this hide that I want to just kind of talk you through. The first one is it's got portholes on the front, 2 of them, because obviously it's a 2-person hide, so we've got 2 portholes. You've got some lens sleeves there to pop your lens through if they're big enough for your lens. Now obviously if they're not, we both shoot with a 400. What we can do is we can roll them up. There's a little cord inside that tightens that up, and then there is a scrim netting sleeve. I think this is the best protocol that you can use, because you can put your lens through that and then you can still see through the scrim netting, and they're interchangeable. So it comes with its own scrim netting sleeves, just like this, or alternatively it's got portholes that are much larger that you can put your lens through. And if you were photographing something very sensitive, perhaps like if we were going to photograph buzzards and they couldn't see us inside the hide, then these would be much better to use. The other thing that these are absolutely fantastic for is to hide pops.
Thank you very much, son.
If we've had enough of him, we can pop one over, pull the cord tight, and we don't have to worry about him anymore.
No, as long as you don't pull the cord tight around my neck.
So there you have it, the Monal version 2. I'll obviously, when we've got the chairs in it and everything, we'll talk you through the inside. We'll talk about some of the features that it's got, because it's got some little ports at the bottom here, and they can be used for low-level photography, or they've got a very, very clever design because they allow you to just slide the front leg of your tripod out so that when you've got your camera on the tripod, it's in a really, really good, stable place. Everything that you see on the front is replicated on the back. So if you were photographing out of the back, you could have it there. And then on the ends, it's your entrance into it, but it also has the same again. We've got the portholes there, okay, the leg entrance there, and then it is a very easy entrance into the hide. And obviously we can see there that it is a really, really spacious hide in there. Pops and I are going to be lovely and comfortable in there, and nice and warm, even if the weather is at its worst. Okay, so we've been back and we've picked up our fishing chairs. So we've got a couple of fishing chairs that fold down, and we're going to use those, put them in position. The beauty of using fishing chairs as opposed to using an office chair is that they've got their own individual legs, and it allows us to get them absolutely balanced within the base. Now the base is fairly flat anyway, but it just means we can get it comfort wise exactly how we want to. So we're going to pop these in, get them all set up, and then that'll be us done for today. So there we go, the 2 chairs in place, all ready to rock and roll. Next time you see the Monal version 2, we'll be in it and we'll be on a photography session. So there you have it, the Tragopan Monal version 2, all set up and ready to go. What are your thoughts, Pops?
Oh, I'm bloody excited. Sorry for my language, but that's just the way I feel.
It really is. I think, you know, we've put a lot of time and effort into this. We've kept it under wraps. You know, we've not talked about it at all on the channel. We've been building this for the last 6 months, and we're hoping that this will bring just a different dimension to the channel, so that when the weather's not too great or we've not got bags and bags of times, Pops and I can just come to the hide, we can sit in and we can do a piece to camera, we can do a small vlog from our hide, and we can share with you what we've achieved on our own doorstep through our own hard work and efforts. We've spent a lot of time in commercial hides, and we're still going to do that. We've got a kingfisher hide coming up in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going to travel down to Simon Eardley's house and try out his hides down there. Really looking forward to that. But, you know, we wanted to create something ourselves, something that we could spend time in, and we could just see what we can attract into the area. So it's exciting, isn't it, Pops?
It is very exciting, yeah.
So the Tragopan is now available as a UK stock product from Simon Eardley. So he's the UK dealer for Tragopan. So, you know, I'll pop a link to the website at the bottom of this video. The Monal is just a kind of fraction of what's on offer there. They've got a whole plethora of hides, single man, two man. They've even got flotation hides in there, which is just mind-boggling, isn't it? And crazy all at the same time. They've got camouflage gear, they've got suits, they've got nets, they've got blankets, they've got absolutely everything. They've got stuff that goes on your camera, stuff that goes around your tripod, you name it. Tragopan have definitely got you covered. So it's well worth having a look at it and seeing what kind of kit they can offer you. We're going to continue to use the Monal version 2 and we'll keep reviewing it as a bit of a long-term project. And from our wonderful hide, and until next time, ta-ra!